Hi dear participant, in this video I am going to teach you how to give a distressed finish to any wood piece. In this particular video, we are using this MDF piece. MDF is the cheapest wood material available, though you can use any other wood piece which is available with you, any plywood, pine wood, mango wood, or any wood piece which you would like to give antique finish or distressed finish. So just a quick list of materials you'll be requiring. First is a wood piece, brushes, chalk powder, antiquing wax. Sorry, the name is not here very clear, but this is Folk Art Antique Wax Home Decor. This is a product from Plate Company, which is available on Amazon or other craft stores across India. Some wax pieces. This is pieces from a candle, so you can take out little chunks from the candle and use this for your project. Petroleum jelly, Vaseline. This is the normal Vaseline available in the market. Sandpaper. This is number 80, but any number 80, 100 or 120 is okay to go for the project. Plate for color mixing, water, sponge, scale, stencils of your choice. There are a lot of stencils available in market, so you can purchase stencils, and Artsy Craftsy also has a full range of stencils which you can check on our website www.artsycraftsy.in. The link will be given after the video. So these are the materials which you will be requiring, and in this particular video we will be covering 4 techniques in this video. First is using the wax, second using a Vaseline. Vaseline is used to give chippy effect to your project. Third is antiquing wax, which is used to give antique effect to the color. And fourth is the dry brushing technique, where you don't want to do sanding and all. What is sanding and how do we do it, that I'll cover later. So let's get started first. So the first most important thing for distressing is that your paint should be sandable. That is why we use chalk paint. Second, there has to be 2 or 3 layers of paint depending on the project you are doing. So when I say 2 or 3 layers, what you do is put a first coat of paint on your wood, and then you put the wax or the Vaseline, and on the top you do the second color. So when you start sanding, the bottom color is visible through the top color. So both the colors are visible, and this can be done with any number of colors. So suppose if you are putting the base, at some places you can put blue, some places orange, some places another color, and then you do the wax or Vaseline, whatever technique you are doing, and then put a top color, suppose white. And when you sand it through the white, at some places blue will be visible, some places orange will be visible, and that is called distressing. Now, how to give the effect, light distressing or chippy effect, that depends on the layering, like what layer you are putting in between the 2 coat of paints. If you put wax, then the distressing effect is little less. If you want chippy effect, wherein you want the top layer to be completely taken off while sanding, then you use the Vaseline. And if you want to dull the top color, if you don't want the top color to be very bright, there you use wax. And where you want little strokes and some edges given, then you use the dry brushing. Let me start with the technique so that you understand the difference. So this is my board, and for my project I am keeping it very simple, though you can mix and match and combine the various techniques on the same board, or you can do it separately as per your project. So this is my board. I'm planning to cover it first with a black color, and then I'll put different colors at various places. I'll divide it into 4 so that I can cover all the 4 techniques over this. So this is black acrylic paint, simple, the tube one, Camel, which is easily available on any craft store. And this is chalk powder. This is easily available on any hardware store. I'm mixing it 1:1 ratio to make the paint sandable. For distressing, the paint should be sandable, which is very important, otherwise it will not come off when you start sanding. So you mix the chalk powder properly. So here's my black chalk paint ready, and I'm going to apply it completely over my base. So here is my base ready. I have completely covered it with black chalk paint. And now I'm going to divide it into 4 parts so that I can show you all the 4 techniques on the same plank. You can mix and match all the techniques on your project, or you can do it separately as per your choice. This is only for the learning purpose, but this also makes a very nice product. So here I have divided it into 4 parts. And for this, I'm going to use these 4 shades. Phthalo turquoise, cobalt, I'll use maybe here, yeah. Scarlet lake and yellow ochre. And in all these 4 colors, I'm going to add chalk powder. Again, 1:1 ratio. But before putting the paint, I'm going to layer wax, Vaseline over it on 2 of the rows, and on the 2 I'll be doing antiquing and dry brushing. That I'll go step by step. So on the first layer, I'm just going to take wax and rub at the places where I want the colors to chip off, the top color. So rub wax nicely, especially along the edges, not everywhere but along the edges, or wherever you want the darker color, that is black here, to be seen. On the second row, I'm just taking little Vaseline and rubbing wherever I want the chippy effect. Remember that wherever you are applying Vaseline, the entire paint will chip off. So if you put a lot of Vaseline, the entire top coat will come off. So don't do that. Just put little bit of Vaseline at some places, not everywhere. And the same applies to the wax also. Don't apply wax everywhere, but only at the places where you want the distress effect. For the antiquing wax, we don't do layering in between the paints, but after putting the top coat, and same goes with the dry brushing, that I'll be covering gradually. So let's start putting the top coat. So here I have mixed all my colors with chalk powder, and my mixes are ready to be painted. So this is the wax, Vaseline. Here we are going to do antiquing. So here there will be no black color visible as such, but the top color will become dull. If you want the black to be visible, then you can rub little wax here and there. So there will be antiquing also and distressing also. Just little bit. Same with here also, just around the corner. I am doing this to give a little overall complete effect to the plank. So here are my mixes, and I'm starting with Phthalo turquoise. Phthalo turquoise on the first row. Apply it nicely all over. You might need to do 2 coats depending on the coverage. But with this chalk powder, homemade mix of chalk paint, the coverage is really nice, as you can see. Yeah. And now for the second one. Second is scarlet. I have added little white to it because the scarlet was looking too dark to me. So you can make your own color combinations also. So here's a light peach. And here's the third color. I'll do yellow ochre here. Yeah. So a little change of plan, but that's okay. You can do whatever color where you like. You can see the lines are zigzag. We are going to fix it. I'll teach you how to make for palette effect also, that is giving lines and creating like palette wood kind of effect once it is dried. As in the yellow, you see that we can still see a lot of black, so here you might need 2 coats. And the top coat will always be done when the base coat is dry. So first dry your base coat, and to speed up the process you can use a hair dryer. So I'm putting my top coat when black is completely dry. And now for the last color, cobalt teal, again mixed with the chalk powder to make it sandable. So here is my plank ready with all the 4 colors. I have given 2 coats and it is nice and dry, ready to be sanded, do the sanding. But first I'm going to clean out these lines. So what I'm going to do is take little black paint, that can be like simple black paint without even using chalk powder, and this you can do even after sanding, but I don't want very dark and contrasting lines, so I am putting it beforehand. So just put a white, little black, if it is little thick at some places, that is okay, and you can smudge it with your finger. See, it is thick here, but that's okay, as it will go when we start sanding. So just create these lines. This will give you the depth effect, the effect of palette wood, that this is a joint piece, not a single piece. So my lines are ready, as you can see. And just smudge it a little bit so that the black is not very contrasting, and it dries quickly. So because we have not put very thick paints, so this is the palette wood ready. And now you take the sandpaper. As mentioned beforehand, it can be 80, 100 or 120. The less the number, the more coarse the sandpaper is, and it is easily available on any hardware store. So just take the sandpaper and start sanding your plank. Give it a nice sanding all over. And if it is like done, if the coarseness reduces, then you take another piece. You see, like wherever I have put the wax, there is less black visible, and where I had put Vaseline, the entire paint has chipped off. See, I'll do more sanding. So I'm done with my sanding. Once the sanding is done, just clean it up nicely. You can even wipe it with a wet sponge or like a dry sponge also works. See the effect. So this is the wax effect. This is the Vaseline effect. And here we will be doing the antiquing and dry brushing also. So let's move to antiquing. So this is the antiquing wax. See here, like right now the color is little bright, cobalty. But if you want to just dull off some color, if you don't want it so bright, then you just apply little wax all over. It is water solvent, so no need to worry about how to wash the brush or how to go about it. I'm just putting little wax and with a wet sponge, I'm just rubbing it and wipe it off with a little dry sponge. Keep wiping it till it is completely gone. You can apply more on the edges. To show little rust, little shabby effect, give little more distressed effect. See, so you can see the brown color has like faded. It has become little dull. So whenever you feel like any color to be dull and not very bright, you can just rub little antiquing wax and wipe it off with a sponge or any slightly wet damp cloth to give this kind of. And with the wax, I find there are a lot of lines appear, which really gives very good effect. So these are three that are ready. Oh, so sorry, just a second, let me just clear it up. Even if it becomes a little dirty and untidy, you can just wipe it off with little water. Nothing happens. So just be confident about your work. Okay, now with the dry brushing technique. So if on this yellow, we haven't given any other, like just a little wax technique we have done. So suppose if you want some more color in it, suppose here I'm going to use little orange or let's use brown, because the entire thing is more towards brown. So I'm using this burnt sienna. So here what you have to do is just take very little paint in your brush, just very little. Dab off the excess. Don't take too much of paint, dab off the excess, and with a dry brush you just start putting little strokes here and there. Can you see this? Some brown effect. Can you see this effect? This is dry brushing. So wherever you want like grainy effect or some strokes, you can just put little dry brushing from the top. Maybe a little black will also look nice. So I'm just putting little black around the corners. And at some places a little brown. This is dry brushing, and there is absolutely no water in the brush or the paint. It's just dry paint and brushing. No water. So you can see the effects. So this is the wax, Vaseline, antiquing and dry brushing. So this 4 techniques you can use for distressing. This plank itself with the 4 technique looks really gorgeous, and to enhance the beauty of your project, you can do a lot of stencil work. You can choose the stencil, like I have a lot of stencils here. You call it family, we call it, you call it chaos, we call it family. A little bit of crazy, but I think I'll do this one. Smiles are always in fashion. So here I'm giving you a tip on stenciling also. For stenciling, you choose a color which will stand out over it. So I'm planning to do it with white, And again, for stenciling, use no water. You can use sponge or you can use any brush, dry brush without water. So here I am using my brush because I really love doing stenciling with brush instead of sponge. Take white paint. Acrylic is okay, no need to use chalk paint. Or if you have like thick chalk, like you can make chalk paint and thick chalk paint and you can use that. Place your stencil properly and start by dabbing. Don't paint it, just dab it. You can use sponge also, and when the paint is less in your brush, then you can go and put little strokes like painting. Always after taking the paint, dab off the excess paint. Like this is my plate. So when you are taking paint, dab off the excess paint from the brush. Don't overload your brush with the paint. Don't overload. Just take minimal quantity of paint. I have another video on YouTube available on Artsy Craftsy online channel, which teaches you the right technique of stenciling. You can that's a thorough video on stenciling. You can go ahead and see that video. That is for free on YouTube, and learn the techniques of stenciling there. So the stenciling is almost complete, and always do 2 coats of stenciling with thin paint, like light. Don't overload your brush with lot of thick paint. Go for 2 coats instead of 1 thick coat. So it's almost ready now. I'm going to lift my stencil. The most exciting part. So slowly lift your stencil. Yeah. So see how crisp and nice, and your distress wood plank is ready. You can use this technique to make nameplates, to make wall decor pieces, home decor pieces with a single color or multicolor combinations. It's all up to you. There's there is endless possibilities which you can explore with this. Hope you enjoyed the video, learned all the techniques, practice, and I'm always there available on my WhatsApp 9739004001 for any queries or any questions. Just feel free to ask, and see you again with another tutorial. And till then, practice and discover the joy of creating.